Hi folks, Alex here. First of all, I'm sorry that this episode is a day late. My flight back to Japan was flat out canceled after I had to wait in the airport for 5 hours. You'll hear all about it on No More Whoppers episode 68. This week I thought I would conclude, parenthetical question mark, my family series of interviews. This one is with my grandfather, Angelo. He's from Italy. No, really, he is. Came to New York City when he was just a boy, and he told me some stories about World War II and morphine and his experience with a gangster named Tony Baloney. So please sit back and listen to this, and we'll be back next week with episode 68. Bye-bye. All right, good morning.
Good morning.
What is your name?
Angelo Mastrodi.
All right, great. Right, folks, this is my grandfather, Angelo, and how old are you?
90 years old. I'll be 91 in another few months.
91 in another few months. And recently we took a vacation to the beach.
That's right.
With the family, and you were telling some great stories, and I wanted to get some more information about those. I recently turned 30, and I decided after 30 to stop smoking. And you were telling a lot of stories about when you were a smoker. How long did you smoke?
I smoked I was 55. I started at 14. I smoked I was 55 years of age.
14?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not a big smoker. We don't cigarette now and then.
Okay. So at 14 you were a student.
That's right.
Okay. And then smoked until
55 years of age.
55, okay. And then why did you stop?
Well, I had polyps in my vocal cords.
Oh.
And a doctor looked at them and he told me to stop smoking, and I didn't. Then they recurred again, and I went back to the doctor again. He had to operate on me.
Ooh.
They took the polyps off my vocal cords, and he told me to quit smoking. If I didn't quit smoking, I'd be in trouble. And I didn't. So I go back to the doctor again for hoarseness in my throat, and he took a biopsy of my throat, and he says to me, "Got to take a couple of weeks to get the results." When he got the results, he said to me, "I'm going to tell you one more time, you better quit smoking, because if you don't, you're going to get cancer in your throat." And I quit right then and there in the doctor's office.
Wow, that was it.
Yeah, I threw my cigarettes in the waste paper basket and haven't touched one since.
Wow, okay. You mentioned somebody else that you knew who was a heavy smoker.
Yeah, a friend of mine, he was a co-worker. And he told me, "How could you quit smoking so easy, so fast?" I said, "Very easy. The doctor scared the hell out of me." This man smoked 3 packs of Camels a day. He woke up in the morning at 4 o'clock in the morning and he couldn't breathe. And he told his wife to even call the medics to take him to the hospital. He only lived about a mile from the hospital.
Yeah.
And he went to the hospital. And his son's father-in-law was a doctor. Mm-hmm. So being a doctor, he had other doctor friends. He called in the heart specialist. This heart specialist examined my friend, and he says to him, well, he took some tests. He says to him, well, I'm going to tell you right now, you got 2 choices. So he said, I understand you live across the street from Sleepy Hollow Cemetery. So you got 2 choices. Quit smoking. If not, go across the street and get yourself a plot. You're going to need it in a few months.
Jeez.
And guess what?
Yeah.
He quit smoking.
All right. Wow. So it seems like you guys were sort of scared.
That's exactly what it was.
By the doctor.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
That's a pretty good reason.
Yeah, very good reason.
Yeah.
My fault death is a good reason.
Yeah, jeez. Okay. So when you were still smoking, right around before you quit, about how many were you smoking a day?
Well, when I started, I was very, a couple of cigarettes a day. But
Okay.
when I was into my 50s, I smoked a pack and a half a day.
Wow, okay. Like just during the day, during work, after
Yeah,
work?
doing work.
Okay.
Doing work and then recreation at home. After dinner, I have a couple of cigarettes. I smoked a pack, most of that at work. Most of it at work.
All right. And what kind of work was this?
Well, I was at that time I was a foreman. I eventually became plant manager. At that time I was a foreman when I got the pops in my vocal cords.
Okay. That's when that happened. One more thing I wanted to know about that you talked about when we were at the beach was your decision to enlist during the war. There was this whole you kept holding out for more weeks of furlough, and that affected your which branch that you wound up in.
I was drafted,
Okay.
and I went for my physical, and I was declared 1A.
Yeah. What is 1A?
1A, you're going to go into surgery. They're going to swear you in the afternoon upstairs.
Oh, okay.
And then they told me to stand in this one line, and I stand in this one line. The line had the globe with the anchor,
Yeah.
the Marine Corps.
Yeah.
I look around me, I was about the smallest guy in the line. I was 188 pounds, about 6 foot, 5'11", 7'8". And they told me they were going to square me in this afternoon. I would have 1 week furlough. If I joined the Marines, I'd have 2 weeks furlough.
Oh.
And I declined to take it. Then they told me to stand in the other line, that was the Navy. And they said the same thing to me. If you join the Navy, we'll give you 2 weeks furlough. And if not, you give me 1 week after you swear you in upstairs as 1A.
Okay.
I declined to take it. The reason I declined was the draft was on, and a lot of Army humor, the newspapers and the magazines. And they said everyone who volunteered for something got in trouble.
Oh.
Otherwise, are you a truck driver or you a driver? And you end up not being you're doing something else. So I said, I'm not going to volunteer for anything. I'll take my chances with the Army. And that's what I did.
Okay. Okay. And how did that decision affect what happened after that?
Well, I went to the service, and I scored pretty good on my math and my general knowledge test, and they put me in Barracks H in Camp Upton, which was to take tests for the United States Air Force, which is at that time United States Army Air Force.
Okay.
And this friend of mine I met in the service in the enlistment line, his name was Murray Black. And we were sitting there, we had to take it. They took about 16 a day, and it's a big room to take a test. Now it's all done easy with computers, but at that time it was all written and oral. We decided to go have a drink at the PX. We were restricted to Barracks H. We were not supposed to leave. We're in the PX having a beer, and the MPs come in, they look at it, they see we're new recruits, a hat with no braid on it.
Yeah.
You know, orange for infantry, blue, orange for artillery, blue for infantry. So they were recruits. I said, where you fellas from? I said, I'm from Yonkers. No. Where you in this camp? It's a Barracks H. He says, what are you doing here? You're supposed to be restricted to barracks. So they took us back. The next morning they called us into the command post and says, we don't want people in the Air Force who can't take orders.
Ooh.
Next thing I know, I was shipped out into 286 medium maintenance.
Wow.
Yeah, he went with me.
Jeez.
But what's ironic,
Yeah.
after the medium maintenance, 286, in Camp Landing, Florida, I was called into the command post again. And they asked me if I wanted to go back into the Air Force, take the test and go back again.
Oh.
I says no.
No. Why'd you say no?
I says, I just a hunch. My friend was with me, he took it. And he was shot down and killed over the hump in Birmingham.
Ooh. Okay.
Now I just played things as they went.
Okay. Pretty smart.
Didn't want to rock the boat. They didn't want me down there. We'll go back to that at the time.
Yeah. I want to go back a little bit further about when you were growing up. Like, what was it like for you when you were a child?
Well, I was a depression baby.
Yeah.
And, depression was not good, but 29 into the late 30s. And we ate well. We ate well, but not a lot. We had no sodas, no cakes, no cookies, just food, period.
Yep.
Everything was homemade. Everything was homemade. My mother made her own bread. My father had a garden. He made his own tomatoes. Grew his own tomatoes. We had tomato paste, tomato sauce. And we had a lot of vegetables. A lot of potatoes, too, because they were filling. Because it was a depression. The money was scarce.
Yeah. What did you do for entertainment?
We had to entertain ourselves.
Yeah.
We had no TV.
No.
Nothing. All you had was a radio. We had no TV. And we had to play ball. Always outdoors playing ball, swimming in the river, swimming in the pools. We used to go around and look for old carriages that were being discarded and take the wheels off and get some wood and make a wagon. And we did.
Wow.
That's how we entertain ourselves.
Pretty good. Pretty resourceful.
We had it. We used to go around. We knew when the day was coming around and we were going to pick up the garbage. We go around different neighborhoods and pick up the papers because we get 5 cents for 100 pounds of paper.
Oh, wow.
And we used to get the wagons we made. We fill up with the paper and bring them to the junk man, and he would give us 5 cents for every 100 pounds of paper.
5 cents for 100 pounds.
100 pounds of paper. And then we found out that his scale was cheating us. It wasn't 100 pounds. It was more like 120 pounds, 130 pounds.
Yep.
Because he was cheating us with a scale. We found that out later on. But remember, 5 cents was a lot of money in those days.
Yes, that's true.
You could buy a loaf of bread for 5 cents.
Yeah.
You could buy a pound of butter was maybe 7 cents. You know, my mother bought a 26-pound bag of Pillsbury flour. 26-pound bag for 49 cents to make bread.
It's a lot of flour.
Oh yeah. So for 5 cents, you got a lot for your money.
Yeah. Okay.
Most of the movies only 5 cents. Believe it or not.
So after childhood, let's say, did you have any jobs growing up? Part-time jobs as a
The
child?
Depression.
Yeah.
Men were lucky they were working.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a part-time because my uncle owned a butcher.
Oh, okay.
I worked on Saturday all day long for 50 cents. I used to make orders, deliver orders. His son had the car, and we just get to the home, and I would bring the packages in, you know, the meats and the groceries, whatever they bought. So I had to get 50 cents working from 8 o'clock in the morning to 8 o'clock at night.
Wow.
50 cents.
Wow.
I always get to get it.
Yeah. Oh,
The
absolutely.
50 cents went a long ways.
Absolutely. Can you tell me about any of your experiences after you were drafted, after you got out there?
Well, I was 20 when I was drafted.
Okay.
Now, that was 70 years ago. And I forgot a lot of dates. I forgot a lot of places and things happened. Some things always stayed out of my mind. I'll never forget. But a lot of things that were not that important, I forgot.
Okay. Yeah, of course.
And, like I say, I ended up in a 286 medium maintenance
Yeah.
organization, company. And I was with them for quite a while, and I was doing pretty good. Because in high school, I had machine shops. So I ended up with a machine shop on wheels.
Mm-hmm.
There was 4 of us in there, and that's my job. And it was great.
Okay.
Then one morning we were called out, and everybody under 26 stepped forward. That was me.
That was you.
Single.
Yep.
Next thing I know, I was in the infantry.
Wow. Okay.
Armored infantry.
Now, just before that, when you were doing was it medium maintenance?
Yeah.
Well, what kind of work was that exactly?
Well, medium maintenance, they have light maintenance, which is guns, pistols, rifles, mortars, things like that. Medium maintenance is like 37 millimeter caliber things you have to repair, jeeps, heavy mortars, the 120s. Okay. Then you have heavy maintenance like tanks and things of that sort.
Okay.
So you had light, mediums, and heavy maintenance.
Okay. How did they decide to assign you to medium?
Because I had machine shop experience.
Okay, and those things were
I made
more...
my application out. I was drafted because I had machine shop experience. They put me in that machine shop.
Okay.
It was a nice truck, a big truck where they had quite a few machines in it. A planer, drill presses, lathe, small lathe, and it was quite good.
Okay, great. Okay, and then after that, they said step forward. What happened after that?
Well, I was in England when I went to the armored infantry, and we trained there, and we knew D-Day was coming. We didn't get many newspapers.
Yeah.
Because we were more isolated. But we knew D-Day was coming.
Mm-hmm.
And it came, and I went D-Day +1.
Okay.
But the beach was already secured.
Okay.
We had no problem going in. The thing was that we went +1 because the beaches were jammed with wounded, with equipment.
Yeah.
And so they were secure. We had no problem going in. We had no Because we had command of the skies.
Hmm.
We had air power. They didn't.
Yeah.
Every now and then, one would come over, even this, they didn't stand a chance doing any damage.
Okay. Did you ever get any kind of blowback or anything because you were an Italian American in the service at a time when America was at war with Italy?
No,
No?
no, not really. But it's funny you should say that. If you look at the roster of the infantry, a lot of names end with vowels.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
A lot of them end with vowels. Just in my company alone. I end up with the the 26th Infantry, I end up with them later on.
Mm-hmm.
When I got hurt in the St. Louis, then you go at the replacement pool. And then the replacement pool, if they need a rifleman, which is what I was, and somebody that say another organization need a rifle, I would go with them. But General Patton changed all that. He said, if you're wounded, you go back to your original outfit.
Okay.
Now, I was in England 11 months before the 20. Now, the 26th Infantry didn't land in France until September, after D-Day. And when I was replaced from the replacement pool, I went to the 26th, which was not my original outfit.
Yeah.
But that's where I went.
Yeah.
And I served the 26th until I got into Metz and I was wounded in the Battle of the Bulge.
Okay.
But the idea was that Patton wanted you to go back to, which was a very good idea, because you went back to familiar faces, but the lot of familiar faces not there anymore. Who's wounded, who's killed,
Right.
Infantry was not that nice.
Okay. Okay.
But it's funny you should say a lot of vowels and names end with vowels in the infantry. Now, was it just a chance thing? I don't know.
Yeah.
But there
Interesting.
were. And a lot of Slavic, a lot of Polish, a lot of
okay.
Russians, a lot of Italians.
Okay.
No blacks. The blacks were doing all the driving and the quartermaster.
Okay.
Eventually, we did get some of the infantry later on because they changed that too. They changed that policy.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Can you tell me more about what happened after you were wounded?
We were in Metz for two weeks of R&R
Okay.
because we needed it.
Yeah.
And 2 days, about the Bulge broke out. And that was the 16th, I think, of December. And Patton told Eisenhower, if you give me the tanks, give me the gas, I'll get my tanks and two infantry divisions, my two best ones, the 91st and the 26th and the 4th Army into the battle in 48 hours. They told me you can't do it. He says, I can do it. And he did. They called out at 4 o'clock in the morning. And 2 days later, I was at the Battle of the Bulge.
Yeah.
I was wounded on December 26th. I was wounded.
Wow.
In the course of the Manchuman in Luxembourg, which was a big hub. We had to defend because the only way the Germans could leave the Battle of the Bulge was to go back to where they came in. From Manchuman, the highways are there, and we would defend them to stop them from retreating. So they had to give up and it would be all over.
There's a story, at least among the family, that you met Betty Boop. Is that right?
Well, when I was wounded,
Yeah.
they came into a farmhouse. It was all ablaze.
Ooh.
Into the basement. Because
Okay.
farmhouses in Europe are big stone foundations. And they to keep their stock down there. And the house was in blaze. It was artillery shell, but we were in the basement. And the medic came over and gave me a shot of morphine. Then about half hour later, another medic came over and gave me another shot of morphine.
Did he not?
He didn't know I had got one already.
Okay.
And then they finally got me out of there. They put me on a troop train to take me back to Reims, France, to the hospital operate on me.
Yeah.
And on the train, I was thinking of Betty Boop. There's this thing I remember her saying in a cartoon. If you ever see a dream walking, it was Betty Boop.
Yeah.
And I dreamt all the time on the troop train, Betty Boop, Betty Boop, Betty Boop.
Wow.
And I was kind of restless and moving around, and the doctor came over. He put a flashlight in my eye and looked at my eye and says, how the hell much morphine did they give you? I said, I don't know. I didn't know.
Yeah.
Then he realized that I had got more than one shot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. No, wait, before that, yeah, they brought you into the stone basement of this farmhouse that was on fire. Did they
Yeah.
just intend to wait for the structure to burn down and
No,
then?
no, 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 no. They was, we were there about maybe 40, 45 minutes.
Okay, you got out before the fire.
Yeah, oh
Okay.
yeah. Before the house really collapsed, yeah, they got us out. See, it was safe. As long as the fire it was safe to be there. Oh, to take a lot of wounded in there. In a
Oh.
big basement. Because the timber was so thick up above, the way they built those houses in Europe,
Yeah.
we were safe. But then they put the wounded in there and figured it'd be safe. And then from there, they took us out.
Okay. Before we move on, are there any other interesting stories from your time in Europe?
Interesting, I know you by interesting. I had experiences, but that ones I like to forget.
Okay, of course.
But you know, in the infantry, it's you don't make many friends.
Yeah.
You have a mutual desire to stay alive, so
Right.
you depend on each other. But you can't be friends because next time the guy who's your friend is dead,
Yeah.
or he's wounded, he's not there anymore.
Yeah.
So you don't make too many comrades. But the one experience I did have was just surprised me. When I was wounded, they sent me back to Reims, France, to operate on my arm at a hospital, and the Red Cross come around. And if I wanted anything, you know, a lot of guys didn't like the Red Cross. I thought they were great.
Well, why did some guys not like the Red Cross?
They thought they were not good to them, you know, but they want this, they want that, they'll do nothing for it. But they were great with me.
Okay.
I had a lot of, like I have friends of mine who were in the South Pacific, and I met them after the war. They didn't like the Red Cross, but I thought they were great. I said, yeah. I had all the reading material I want, but I needed money because I know I was going to be at the army. I was a few days there, going to town of Reims, and they gave me $100.
Wow.
Yeah, script money. But they didn't really give it to me. So I got discharged.
Yeah.
That $100 was deducted from my discharge money.
Yep.
But they was good. And I'm left hand, I lose my left arm, I couldn't write. They would write letters home for me to my family.
Very
So
helpful.
I really enjoyed the Red Cross. I thought they were great.
Okay.
Yeah. That was an experience that I enjoyed because I benefit by knowing them.
Okay. Good. Okay, so what happened after you were discharged?
Well, I discharged and I come home and I was going to take a rest for a while. And my cousin who worked with me in Lord and Burn before I went to service said to me, you know, you better come back to work right away because they're going to go on strike. And if you come back now and they go on strike, whatever raises we get, you'll be entitled to them. So I went back to work.
Okay.
I only worked 3 days and went on strike.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And during this time you were still smoking.
Oh, yeah.
Did they give you cigarettes while you were
Oh, yeah.
in service?
In your K-rations,
Yeah.
which was a sealed box with your food in it, they had 4 cigarettes, a small pack, 4 in a pack.
Okay.
And sometimes you find 2, and you find 8 cigarettes instead of 4. Most times you found 4. Once in a while you find an extra pack of 4. And they were either Lucky Strikes, Chesterfields, Camels, the well-known brands.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how often did you get K-rations?
Well, whenever we needed.
Okay.
You know, if we were going to travel, you're going to be moving, you no cooks around, they give you a K-ride, put in your backpack, and you eat on those, and you live on them.
Okay.
Yeah, we got 3 cigarettes, all right, which was not good.
No. No. Well, I guess it may help keep you calm, or
Oh, yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Well, remember now, the infantry is full of young men.
Yeah.
Because you're young, you're stupid, and you're daring. That's what it amounts to. They all think, oh, they're going to happen to me. That guy's going to get killed, not me. Everybody thinks that.
Yeah.
And they're very daring and very stupid. You really are. You have to be young to fight a war. You can't, because you only start to think you're never going to fight the war. But if you're young and you don't think and you're daring, you're going to be a good infantryman.
Okay. So then, okay, back to this the strike after you got back. How was that resolved?
Well, the company did not want to go on strike. They're going to meet the demands, but the union says no. Either They all meet the demand. All the companies meet the demands of us, so we don't go back. So it's finally done. And we got 18.5 cent increase. 18.5 cents is a lot of money
Yeah.
in 1940s. 18.5 cents an hour. That was a big increase. Because if I pay for $1 an hour, believe it or not,
Yeah.
$40.40 a week. So you got $1 an hour. You got 18.5% increase. That's a big increase.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
And you said you moved up from foreman to plant manager.
I went back to the machine shop, and
Okay.
then in the machine shop, I went into fabrication department.
Okay.
In fabrication department, I became structural mechanic B and structural mechanic A.
Mm-hmm.
Then I became a group leader,
Hmm.
and from a group leader, I became assistant foreman to foreman over the years, of course.
Hmm.
Foreman to plant engineer, production manager. Then I became plant superintendent, and eventually plant manager.
Okay.
And that took all of 42 years.
Wow.
Well, not 42 years. It took about 36 years because I became plant manager, as I said, 36 years.
Okay.
I was plant manager about 6 years.
Okay. All right. And what exactly was this plant producing?
Well, we produced greenhouses, solariums, and believe it or not, the Honest John guided missile, the land-to-air guided missile for the Army,
Okay.
the snorkel,
Yeah.
the submarine
Wow.
guided missile for the Navy, and we also made photograph boxes for the underwater photographing for the Navy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we made those boxes.
It seems like there's a very big difference between a greenhouse and a missile.
Oh yeah,
But the plant was capable of producing.
we did everything.
Okay.
During the war, I understand when I left to go to the war, they were making bullet boxes,
Oh, yeah.
ammunition boxes. They were making the reconnaissance boats.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, it was a big plant, very versatile.
Okay.
Yeah. See, I remember I got a missile 32 foot long,
Wow.
and we had to set big. We had to build a big alignment table, and we had the machines to make these. The missiles come in there. We would plane them down, drill the holes in them, put the nose heads, the head for the nose in it,
Yeah.
the rear end for the fins. It was quite a job.
Okay.
And they were really good because they should take one out of every 30 and bring it to Center Rice Sands, Mexico, and test them. And they had to hit a mark 100 feet diameter. And Angelo did this, so they liked us. They kept renewing the contract all the time.
Oh, good. So you had a good track record.
Yeah, good.
Okay. Now, how far did you live from the plant? What was your commute every day?
12 miles.
12. Okay, it's pretty close.
Yeah. And
Not
then when
bad.
I moved to Austin, it was only 13 miles. Only gained 1 mile.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
And then how long did you live in Austin?
Ooh.
I think that was around when I was born.
Oh yeah, we moved in Austin. Let me see. I was in my 30s.
Okay.
We moved to Austin. We lived at Stonegate Road. Then we went to about 23, 25 years. Then
Okay.
we moved out of Austin, went to New Jersey, and then we come back again after
Okay.
3 years.
Okay. Yeah, because I think when I was born, you were living on Stonegate Road.
That's right.
Which,
That's right.
Yeah, I do have fond memories of riding my big wheel around the circle.
Right,
there.
down the cul-de-sac.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Then from Stonegate Road, then we went to Forked River in New Jersey.
Yeah.
So they had 3 years, then moved back again to Austin again.
Okay. A lot of moving.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we didn't care for Forked River that much. We loved the house we bought down there, but we didn't like the
No? What was
No.
wrong with it?
it was, I don't know, too much congestion from the summer traffic. You even go out, the beaches were crowded. It was nice.
Okay. I seem to remember you told a story years ago. I can't remember when this was, but you mentioned that before, I don't know when this was, you were working on somebody's house. You were doing something at somebody's house, and it was like a mob guy. And he,
Oh yeah. See, even though I had a pretty nice, steady job, I was with a big family, 6 children. I had to do a lot of extra work. So my father was a stonemason, and my uncle was a first-class carpenter, and my godfather was a great plasterer. They used to build houses together during the Depression. So I learned a little bit of everything from them. In the summertime, I worked with them. Learned how to do a little concrete work, a little cement, masonry work, a little plastering, a little carpentry. So I did a little side work, making money that way. Working at people's homes, doing odd jobs.
Okay.
I got a call one day, and a lady says, she lives only across the street from me, around the corner. It's a big, big brick house. And I went there, she says, I get water in my basement coming down the steps and the wall. So I went, look, it wasn't much. There's water coming in, but I figured with some tar paper and tar and waterproof plastering on it, waterproof cement, it would stop, I thought it wasn't bad. She said, what do you want to fix? I said, oh, I said, $90.
Sure.
She said, all right, $90. So I used to go, she lived so close to me, around the corner. It's a big, beautiful brick house. I'd come eat my dinner, then I'd go there and I'd work. Because I do things in step. I had to go down, scrape everything off, clean it. Next night I went there and I put the waterproof of cement on, and had to dry. I had to go back another night. So it took about a week, but it took like every other night, a couple hours on it. That's all. So I was there a Thursday night, and they had a lot of cars coming. She had a big, big driveway, a big, big yard, big concrete. A lot of cars coming in. So what the hell is going on here? It was dark.
Yeah.
And I look out through the window from the basement and see, oh, there big, fancy cars out there. Well, that's none of my business. So I started working. I wanted to finish up.
Yeah.
The door opens up and said, big guy comes down, big, heavy guy. and I found out later on that he was Tony Baloney, a mobster.
Tony Baloney?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was in charge of all of the gambling on the East Coast.
Oh, wow.
Anyway, and another guy was with him, bodyguard, whatever he was. I didn't know his sister owned that house. He bought this house for his sister.
Wow.
We have his meetings there,
Okay.
up in the outskirts, away from New York,
Yeah.
up in the suburbs. Hey, how you doing, kid? I says, oh, finish it up. He says, my sister said you're doing a good job. I says, yeah. I says, I'm going to be finished tonight. Another half an hour, so I'll get my tools out of it. He says, okay. He says, how much you charge my sister? I says, I told her $90. He says to the guy next to him, give the kid 1.5 yards. You know what 1.5 yards is?
I'm guessing
it's $150.
Yeah.
In Pinochle, it's 150 points. He said, give the kid a 1.5 yards. He give me 3 $50 bills.
Wow.
Boy, was I happy.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Well,
Then I found out by talking to my cousin, this guy was Tony Baloney. See, he knew my cousin married Diarco. Diarco was a mafioso. One of the sons ended up being a mafioso.
Yeah.
So he knew who he was, and he told me. I said, I didn't know that.
Wow.
I didn't know it.
What was your response to this 1.5 yards?
Huh?
Do you just
say thank you. Thank
Okay.
you. What can I say?
Yeah.
What can I say?
Wow.
Yeah, that was a really good experience.
Yeah. Jeez. Okay.
Yeah.
What are you up to these days?
Well, I don't play 18 holes of golf anymore. I'm down to 9 holes now. I'm 90 years old, going to 91. I could play 18, but it just knocks the hell out of me. It just drains my head.
Yeah.
9 is just right.
Yeah.
So I play with your father. We play 9 holes, and I'm happy. And if I go with my other son-in-laws, I'll play 9, then they'll continue to play 18, and I'll drive myself home.
Okay.
I try to limit to 9 holes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. And I think tonight we're going out to dinner.
That's right. That's what I heard.
That sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Grandpa, thank you very much for taking the time
Oh, my
to
pleasure.
talk to me.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
We'll see you later.
I do. I dreamt all the time on the troops. Betty boop, Betty boop, Betty boop.
Wow.